How to sell your home without an agent. Hi, my name is Sandy Sills. I'm a licensed realtor here in the Central Florida area, and today I want to do a video on 10 inside tips for selling your home yourself. I'm going to do a summary of our report, and if you want the full report, just text or email us and we will send you the full report on selling your home by yourself without an agent. If you ask anyone who has ever tried to sell their home themselves, they'll tell you that from the moment the for sale by owner sign goes up, the phone begins to ring. Unfortunately, many of those calls will not be from prospective buyers, but rather from real estate agents looking to list your own. Obviously, the idea of not paying a commission to a real estate agent is attractive to any home seller. But because of all the issues involved in the process, selling a home on one's own can be challenging, as many home sellers will attest to. The key is to be properly prepared. If you are not, your home could remain on the market longer than you expected because you're not attracting and getting offers from qualified buyers. This can be a point where many homeowners become frustrated and consider giving up their dream of selling their home themselves. However, there are sellers who accomplish selling their homes very well. You can be one of them. Let's talk about the 10 inside tips for selling your home yourself. Number one is going to be price it right. Now we're in June 2022. We're in a very aggressive seller's market. Interest rates have begun to climb up within the last few months. Today, I think we're at 5.5% if I'm not mistaken. So as interest rates continue to climb, there'll be less people being able to afford to buy a home. So pricing it right will be very essential. Correctly setting your asking price is critical. Setting your price too high can be as costly as setting it too low. Home prices are determined by fluctuations in the marketplace, not by your emotional attachment or by what you feel your home is worth. In order to establish a realistic price for your home, objectively compare the price, features, condition of all similar homes in both your neighborhood and other similar ones which have sold in recent months. It is also important for you to be familiar with the terms of each potential sale. Terms are often as important as price in today's market. Carefully budget your selling costs and prepare a net proceeds sheet to calculate your best estimate of what you will take away from your home sale. That's going to be very important. Number two, prepare your home for sale. First impression is crucial. Make sure your home makes a positive statement by carefully inspecting all details and viewing it through the objective eyes of a buyer. Don't gloss over needed repairs and fix-ups, as your prospective buyers won't. Your job is to ensure that your home stands out favorably from the competition. Number three, prepare yourself with all necessary legal documentation. Not surprisingly, there are many important legal contracts and documents which you must assemble, complete, and understand. A partial checklist of forms that you will require for prospective buyers and for legal documentation is as follows. You will need seller's disclosure, your mortgage payoff, which you could get from your mortgage bank, deposit receipts, the buyer's closed cost sheet, personal property survey, so you're going to need to have a survey. You're going to need to come up with a purchase contract, which the buyer will fill out, which you'll fill out for the purchase when you get the buyer. The loan application, if you're going to be applying for another home. Property profile fact sheet, you want to have a sheet that gives all the property profiles, all the features of the property, all that stuff. Closing and settlement, an exclusion list. If you're not including some items for sale, you need to put that exclusion list together before you put the home on the market. And seller's statement of representation. So you're going to need to represent what you are saying you're selling. So those are some of the forms you'll need as you sell your home by yourself. Number four, market your home effectively. So here's what I'm going to say about number four. Every home as a prospective buyer. Every home as an ideal buyer. So if you just throw your home out there to all buyers, you won't know what the ideal one is, and you're gonna spend unnecessarily dollars marketing to the wrong people. So if you have a home, you need to know who's gonna be my ideal buyer. Here's an example. Let's say you have a home with the master downstairs and the other bedrooms are upstairs. The ideal buyer for that particular home may be a family that has older kids. They have teenage kids and they don't want to be around their teenage kids, so they'd rather the kids be upstairs and they're downstairs by themselves. Let's say you have a home with a large fenced backyard. That may attract a buyer with dogs or pets because they want to have a fenced backyard for those pets. Let's say you have a home with a gourmet kitchen. You may want to appeal to somebody who's a chef or who's really into culinary arts or cooking and that kind of stuff. So you got to take the features of your home and figure out who is your ideal buyer. There are websites online that will allow you to figure out who these buyers are and also only to market to them. For an example, you have never seen Rolls-Royce advertising to the masses, right? Why is that? Because not everyone can afford to buy a Rolls-Royce. Same thing with a Bentley car. I've never seen it. Unless I'm looking in a luxury magazine, I would never see a Bentley car for sale, right? So these companies know exactly who their ideal clients are, and that's who they market to. For example, a luxury yacht. You wouldn't see a luxury yacht is going to be advertised in a luxury magazine, and the luxury magazine is going to be targeted to people who can afford that kind of luxury, right? So you want to have your ideal customer, you want to market to that ideal customer. Number five, remain objective during the showing of your home. So when you're showing your home, irrespective of what people are saying, you can't take it personally and you can't get emotional, right? So if they're saying, oh, I don't like those cabinets, and you love them, you have to remain neutral. You can't have anything to say about whatever they're saying, because it's going to create too much friction and then you're going to have problems. They may be your ideal buyer, but if you start defending everything that they say, that's going to cause a problem with you selling your home. So you got to put your emotions in check. We all have emotions. We're all humans, but you have to check your emotions. So no matter what they say, they might say, oh, I love the house, but I hate the floors. If that's what they say, that's their opinion, right? You can't really argue or defend why the floors are the best floors. You can't do that when you're selling a home. All right. Number 6, pre-qualify your prospect. Don't waste your time entertaining buyers who could never afford your home. Research their financial steadiness with respect to job security, salary, debts, liabilities, and credit standing. So in other words, make sure they have a pre-approval letter. That's a safe way of saying that, right? Make sure they're not just saying, yeah, I'm not pre-approved yet, but I'm going to get pre-approved when I find the right home. You don't want to do that. You want only pre-approved buyers. Here's number 7. Negotiate effectively and knowledgeably. There will be many details to resolve before sale can be considered final. The price, the terms, the inspection, possession date, buyer concerns and objections. Make sure you fully understand the contract you have drawn up so you in return can explain details of what the buyers are asking. Number 8, know your buyer. Your objective during negotiation is to control the pace and set the duration. Try to determine what your buyer's motivation is. Do they need to move immediately, quickly? Are they looking to move in 3 months, 4 months? What is the objective comparing to yours? That's going to be super important. Number 9, don't move up before you sell. So making sure, the reason for that is because of security and other reasons. So it depends. If you're relocating, you may want to make sure you're on the contract before you move out of the home, because you don't want to just leave the home empty and that kind of thing. However, with today's technology, you're able to watch your home from wherever you are. So the idea of not moving out is not giving the buyer an opportunity to say, oh, can I rent first? So one thing you don't want to get caught up in, let's say you're having a conversation with the buyer and you're saying, yeah, we're going to move next week, but we're selling the home. The buyer might say, oh, can we rent it until we close? That's one thing you probably don't want to do. That's a big fatal mistake. Don't ever rent to a buyer before the closing. I'm not talking about rent with option to buy. I'm talking about the buyer saying to you, oh, since it's going to take 2 months to close on the property, can we rent it during that time until we close? You don't want to do that for many, many different reasons. Just don't do that. Number 10, know why you're selling and keep it to yourself. So don't tell the buyer the reason why you're selling, because the buyer is going to be fishing for your motivation. And you don't want to give the buyer your motivation. You don't want to say, oh, we have to close on this home by next month because of the fact that we're buying another home, or because we're relocating, or whatever it is. Don't give the buyer that ammunition, because they're going to use it against you. They're going to say, oh yeah, they're desperate, they need to sell immediately, so we're going to offer under market price, or whatever it is that they say. So you want to keep that to yourself. How to access your net gain. So analyze whether or not you will end up ahead by choosing to sell on your own. Consider the fact that most buyers do use a real estate agent because it doesn't cost them anything for this service. That is, the seller pays the agent's fee. Be cautious of buyers, investors, and speculators who seek out for sale by owners are typically those in search of a bargain. Here is the catch-22 with that. You are selling your home on your own because you want to save the commission. The buyers and the investors are thinking the same thing. Oh, they're selling their home on their own because they also want to save the commission, right? So two people cannot save the same commission. Do you agree with that? Right? So this creates a lot of tension and animosity and a lot of headbutting, because the sellers, the buyers and the investors are saying, hey, you're not paying any commission, give us a discount. And you're thinking, I'm saving my commission. I don't want to pay the commission because I want to make as much money as possible from this home. So those are some of the things to consider. If you want a full report of this on selling your home by yourself, give us a call, send us a text, and we will send you the full report with no obligation. Also, if you're thinking of selling your home and you want to have a complimentary consultation with us via Zoom, we could do a quick Zoom call with you as to some of the things to look for. Maybe you have a unique circumstance and you want to talk about your specific situation. We will do a free, no obligation Zoom call to help you out with that. Just send us a text or call us 407-791-4713. Our information should be in the video, or maybe somewhere below the video. So that way we could discuss with you the best way to sell your home on your home without an agent. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you on the next video.